Thanks for joining us on this Veterans Day. I'm Tim Gordon. Developing at noon, federal immigration officials are reportedly looking to open a new facility along the Oregon coast. The Newport Municipal Airport has been identified as a possible location. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz has reaction from Newport leaders.
Newport's mayor says she is deeply concerned by these reports, though adds that they're still trying to find out more information and verify what's true here. City leaders in Newport say that they've reached out to the Department of Homeland Security, emailing and calling the agency. Those calls have gone unanswered. City leaders say it's still unclear exactly what the facility would be used for. In a statement, Mayor Jan Kaplan said the safety of the community is her highest priority, adding, quote, "We are committed to uphold fairness and dignity for all who call Newport home. Any proposal that has the potential to impact those principles deserves transparency, public input, and a thorough review of potential social and economic consequences." We reached out to Oregon Senator Ron Wyden about this as well. In a statement to KGW, he said in part, quote, "Any unilateral decision made 3,000 miles away from Newport about using any part of this coastal community for an ICE detention facility would be both alarming and asinine." Wyden says he's working along with state and local leaders in Newport to ask questions of the Department of Homeland Security and the Trump administration to determine exactly what this would be used for. That's still, of course, unclear. We reached out to DHS as well. We have not yet heard back. In Portland, Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
Tomorrow, Portland City Council will consider whether it should slash funding to remove homeless camps. It's something the mayor and some neighborhood advocates are against. Councilor Angelita Murillo wants to cut $4.33 million from the Impact Reduction Program's roughly $14 million budget. That's the team responsible for removing homeless camps, a practice Councilor Murillo says she does not support. Instead, she wants to put those funds toward safety improvements and toward helping people afford food and rent. The idea, though, is facing pushback.
This is just not well thought out, and it needs to be stopped.
I think once you give like a camp any sense of permanence, that's when things get wildly out of control.
We are spending millions and millions of dollars to move people from sidewalk to sidewalk.
Now you can hear more of those perspectives in our full report from Blair Best. Just watch the newest episode of the story anytime on our free TV app, KGW+. A Portland man will spend 30 years in prison for plotting a mass shooting at a climbing festival at Smith Rock State Park. When authorities arrested Samson Garner in October of 2023, they say he was armed with multiple guns, body armor, and hundreds of rounds of ammunition. Police say he planned to open fire on climbers and spectators. A Deschutes County jury convicted Garner on 23 felony counts, including attempted murder and assault. A Washington County man facing numerous sexual assault charges is now also accused in a murder-for-hire plot. Authorities say 58-year-old Drew Hendricks offered to pay two men to kill someone. According to investigators, the men planned that murder while they were all in the Washington County jail. The targeted victim was not hurt. Hendricks is also accused in sexual assault and kidnapping cases in both Aloha and Columbia County. All three men now in custody. All right, now let's take a look outside on this Tuesday afternoon. That looks like a shot from the Wells Fargo Skycam, looking south, I think, kind of broken up clouds out there, a little gray, but let's check in with Rod Hill and get the full story. Rod?
Yeah, it's really great that way. I can see clear skies now just starting to pop over the West Hills as I look to the west. We're on the KGW weather deck brought to you by Rick's Custom Fencing and Decking. This has been a cloudy morning with the clouds basically near downtown and eastward, but there are a lot of clear spots, and I want to take you through. We are completely dry this afternoon, and we will stay that way. Satellite picture, if you look down to the south of the map, you can see some white. There's some increasing cloudiness from the south that will be coming up. But take a look at this next map. I think this one's really interesting. This is the visible satellite picture. And if you look where it's dark and there's no background, that's clear. That's clear from Astoria to Newport. And that's clear just popping over the West Hills. So it's on the east side that we have clouds here in Portland. Take a look at some of the live cameras that we've got across the area. We'll start off on Mount Hood. And by the way, notice no snow on the ground. All right, temperature upside of Mount Hood. We'll hit the button real quick. Let's see here. All right, let's go on to the next sky camera if we can. And Chris, go ahead and just play through these. Director Chris Paz. Clear skies at the beach. We also have clear skies, as I mentioned, in parts of the Willamette Valley. I will tell you, We'll go ahead and just tell you the forecast temperatures. We're about 50 right now. I think we'll be in the mid to upper 50s this afternoon as we come back out live. Rain looks like it's tomorrow night into Thursday, and we'll detail that for you when I come back inside. For now, that's your update.
All right, Rod, we'll see you soon. Thanks. Well, this afternoon, the misery is expected to continue to grow at airports nationwide. The FAA is expanding its mandate, now canceling 6% of daily flights because of ongoing staffing shortages caused by the government shutdown. NBC's Tom Costello has the latest.
Good day. So here we go again, right? We had 4% of flights canceled yesterday. That was an FAA directive trying to relieve some of the stress on air traffic controllers, given the staffing shortage and given the fact that they've now worked without 2 paychecks. Today, rather than a 4% cancellation rate, the FAA is imposing a 6% cancellation rate. And by the end of the week, that's expected to go to 10%. The question is, what's going to happen come a week from now, when we're right into the beginning of the Thanksgiving travel rush? The FAA is warning we could be down to a trickle of flights. Obviously, part of that also as we are watching to see whether the government shutdown is completely over and all of these controllers and TSA officers are back on the job by then. They've already missed 2 paychecks each. The most affected airports today, we've got already curtailed flights at 40 of the biggest airports, and right now that includes Chicago O'Hare, Atlanta, LaGuardia, Denver, Boston, DFW, Phoenix, San Francisco, Newark, Houston, Seattle, Charlotte. Those are in the top. In addition, 12 airports have now canceled general aviation or private aviation flights because of the shutdown and because of the impact with the staffing shortages nationwide. The Air Traffic Controllers Union making the point, we are still short some 3,800 controllers going into the shutdown. That was the state of things before the shutdown. So now with the shutdown, it's only gotten worse. The stress has only gotten worse with controllers, some controllers taking second jobs, getting out of the tower and then at night driving for Uber or DoorDash, simply trying to put food on the table. So this is very much crunch time for the nation's air traffic controllers, who are making sure that we all fly safely, and for the TSA officers making sure that our plane is safe as well. We'll watch it all throughout the day. I'm Tom Costello here at Reagan Airport. Back to you.
All right, here's a look at some of the other national headlines this afternoon. The Senate has passed legislation to reopen the government, bringing the longest shutdown in history closer to an end. A handful of Democrats, along with one independent, struck a deal with the Republicans to get it done. The shutdown could last a few more days as members of the House return to D.C. to vote on the legislation. Democrats demanded Republicans negotiate with them to extend health care tax credits. That did not happen. A major blow for Utah Republicans as a state judge late last night rejected the GOP's new congressional map. The ruling tosses out a plan designed by state lawmakers that would have protected Utah's all-Republican congressional delegation. Instead, Utah's district court judge approved a new map that creates a district with a solid Democratic lean in North Salt Lake County. This ruling gives national Democrats a boost as they fight redistricting efforts and look to win control of the House in 2026. And Oscar-nominated actress Sally Kirkland, best known for sharing the screen with Paul Newman and Robert Redford in The Sting, has died. Representative Michael Green said Kirkland died this morning at a Palm Springs hospice. Her biggest role was in 1987's Anna, as a fading Czech movie star remaking her life in the United States. Kirkland won a Golden Globe and earned an Oscar nomination for that film. She was 84 years old. And a small plane crash landed on a Colorado road Monday night. Check that out. It came down in Castle Rock about 6:15 in the evening. Police say the plane hit a moving vehicle while trying to make that landing, but didn't cause any other problems. Thankfully, no one in that vehicle or inside the plane was hurt. There's no word yet why that pilot had to land on the road. And those are your national headlines.